despite the fact that nobody is really snowed in Christmas, the 2017 film is pretty good fun and one that, once it got going, I really quite enjoyed. This is directed by Gary Yates and stars Bethany Joy Lenz as our protagonist Jenna and Andrew W. Walker as Kevin, our other protagonist and our male romantic love interest. I'll read part of the description from IMDb, which sums it up quite well without giving any spoilers, and to be honest, it does sound like the narrative you get. You know, sometimes with films like this, what is being described is not what's being delivered, but actually this one stays pretty true to its premise. Jenna Hudson and Kevin Jenner are polar opposites working for the same online publication in New York City. With both having nowhere they want to be for Christmas, they volunteer for a special writing assignment. After a snowstorm forces their plane to land in none other than Santa Claus, Indiana, the two are placed in a Christmas wonderland and the focus of their story shifts to saving the historic town inn run by Carol and Christopher Winters. Now, the actual premise of their article and the writing aspect of it kind of takes a back seat. It's not actually at the forefront. But the fact that they have to stay in this inn together, changing of plans, they end up spending more time together than they perhaps would have liked. But of course, with this kind of film, as you can expect, they begin to bond and, well, there's certainly sparks flying in the air. Whether or not they'll admit that, I'm not going to say, of course, but it's a very predictable film. There are a lot of festivities in this, of course, because it's called Santa Claus. You can kind of expect the town to be brimming with Christmas joy, and it absolutely is. I can't really fault it. I'm not going to say it's the best film I've ever seen. It's certainly not my favourite Lifetime Christmas film. But I found it a pleasure. Both the protagonists, both Jenna and Kevin, were really likeable. There wasn't at any point where I found one irritating, which, you know, it can often happen when you have protagonists who, to begin with, don't get on with each other. One of them is usually quite immature and childish. Jenna may be slightly more so than Kevin, but for the most part, really found it joyful. It's definitely one that will get you in the festive mood. That's absolutely the case. It's full of beautiful decorations and Christmas music and just the magic of the festive season. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. If you're looking for a fun, easy to watch, predictable, light-hearted Christmas film, Snowed In Christmas is definitely a good one to go with.